year, the this World Health Day, as per the WHO, World Health Organization's commitment, World Health Day, every
Yeah.
year, the 7th of April is the World Health Day. This year is a very important theme, called the human rights approach to health, actually. So this year, the theme is My Health and My Rights.
Oh,
And
very
actually, I
good.
want your opinion. What is the human rights to how you see this, like the My Health, My Rights, the human rights approach to health, actually. So please
The
give your
human right
opinions.
way, yeah, my opinion is, like a car, I've been doing I'm running an online learning platform on various topics. So I've been recently looking into the car. And in a car, when we look at the petrol, water, filter, oil, grease, properly maintain it, the car will be trouble free for 15 and 20 years of its life. So, in that regard, I started running a health advisory. Nearly about 1,000 people are there, more than about 600 doctors. Every day they wait for my health tip on various aspects. Recently, it, it is pure health advisory. It is the birthright of every Indian to have fundamental knowledge about health. Recently, for some strange reason, WhatsApp blocked it and closed that site. I don't know what is wrong, but immediately I switched the entire thing to Telegram. My fear is that when they probably realized that people are going to be healthy and not sick, they felt, I don't know where WhatsApp is based. They said maybe we should not allow this thing to go on because Indians being sick. Imagine we have 7 medical colleges in Mangalore, 1,000 beds per college, 7,000 beds are all full. And when if I'm doing this, everybody will be healthy. Health is your birthright, basic fundamental thing. Have you seen? I always tell my students, you look at National Geographic or Animal Planet or Discovery in the open wild. Do you find sick animals? No, they are healthy. Why? What is the fundamental reason? It is only now I realize what is the basis of cancer. One major thing, and that is vitamin D. Vitamin D 100% will cause cancer genesis at the molecular level. What should the vitamin D level be? 80 nanogram per deciliter. If I check everybody, they'll be having about 15 and 20 because we are living in concrete jungles. So there should be a national policy. Vitamin D should be 80 nanogram per deciliter. 100% cancers will disappear. Hemoglobin should be 15 gram per deciliter. 90% of the population will be healthy. Do we have a health advisory like that? No, we don't have.
So that's the reason I thought we have to concentrate on this human rights approach. And yesterday we
Yes.
conducted it here and gave a message to the local public through the press, actually. So
Very good.
the human rights approach says that universal rights of all the human beings, irrespective of race, color, creed, sex, language, nationality, the religion, or any property or birth or any other status, irrespective of
Yeah.
all these things, if uh, anything is concerned, that is the human rights approach. So health
Very good.
is foremost in this, isn't it, sir? So
Definitely, yes.
to have the highest attainable standard of both physical and mental health. So
Ah,
WHO has given a very good theme like this. So
very
now
nice.
important thing is the WHO has given this, because whatever I am speaking on is as per the WHO's one. The
Yeah,
fundamental
yeah.
principle says that everyone should have a access to, there should be an availability of the health services should be good. There's a good availability of health services, then accessibility to health services, the acceptability of the services, and then the quality of health services. All the four principles of right to health. Now, just one thing, what I would like to say, majority of the population in India, the availability of health services, like some places, even the ECG, like as a cardiologist, even the ECG facility also may not be available in a remote area.
Yeah.
Leave alone the ECG. In a remote area, we have so many places in the northeast or in the tribal areas or sometimes in the remote villages and all that. Even the transportation, if someone has a health issue, the
Yeah.
transportation is a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
So the availability of health services should be made uniform. That's one thing, as per the WHO's call. Second thing is the accessibility to health services. For example, we have patients who to come to us with some problem from 300 or 400 or 500 kilometers.
Yeah.
So one thing is the availability of health services and accessibility of the health services are foremost as far as
Oh,
this
yeah.
approach. So,
Yeah.
what opinion on this? Because in India, see, whenever we have it, for example, take the metro cities, there will be 30 hospitals or 50 hospitals or corporate hospitals. Whereas they take around 200 kilometers far away, we do not even have a good hospital in that area. So if someone
Yeah.
has an emergency, transporting the emergency patient to 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers is a real problem. So I think
Yeah.
when the government and administration takes a policy decision, planning is very important in giving permission to hospitals as far as the population base,
Yeah. Yeah.
isn't it? So
They're
that's one thing.
absolutely true. That's very true.
So, for example, say Hyderabad, we have so many corporate hospitals in that area, but take around 100 or 200 kilometers far off, we do not have any good setup sometimes. So, I think
Yeah.
to planning and giving permission to hospitals based on the population they serve is the most important thing in
Yes. Yes.
healthcare. Then the quality of health services, the health services quality, most of the times, as per the WHO and other organs, there is no proper auditing of the health services. Like
Yeah.
how safe the safety of the health services we provide, how effective are our health services, and our health service should be people centered, and there
Yeah.
should be timely care as far as emergency care is concerned. Then we
Uh,
need to have efficient health resources in all this. So quality maintenance in healthcare is the most important thing.
yeah.
So I would like to have your opinion on these things in a nutshell, sir.
Now, the problem, of course, major impediment is logistics. To have a center 200 kilometers away, high tech to manage all these things, is the who will be maintaining the hospital? What is the revenue? Because primarily revenue also is my take is earlier there was a proposal to train people as the at the lower level health workers who will be trained to take an ECE, who will be trained to give preventive measures, and who will be trained to advise under a WhatsApp or some sort of a peripheral video call. That is not being addressed. Now, to three things. Number one, I just looked at the salivary pH of my patients in the
Yes,
ward admitted for cancer. All cancer patients were acidic.
yes,
In a
sir.
corporate health checkup for about 7,000 rupees we charge. Do we check for salivary pH? We don't. Acidity of the human body is a thing which is not really contended with in the current medical scenario. So if everybody maintains their body alkaline, I had a patient who said, I have a small little swelling on my flank. I touch it with heart. FNAC showed great form, advanced spread cancer. He was not winning for chemoradiology, nothing. So we sent him to Manipur. There he was fed farm bred cow's urine, 2 bottles a day.
Okay,
In
okay.
3 months, advanced cancer spread metastatic,
Yes, sir.
completely disappeared. So there is far cheaper options to maintain health and cure it. But are we addressing that? We are not. So few things only. Number one, the patients should be maintained alkaline. Alkalinity is the cornerstone of health. Number two, their hemoglobin should be 15 grams. 80% illness will disappear. Number three, have a good intake of folate and omega 3. 100% will remain healthy. So in a short while,
Yes,
in
sir.
a
What
few
you
with very little investment, very little. Like look at the money people spend on entertainment and other things. 1/100th of it, if they spend, 100% will be healthy. That's how it is.
so yes,
So
sir. I
preventive,
totally agree with you. So your opinion is concerned, it is fully important that when you are treating a patient individually and with the population-based approach, the cost-effective treatment is the most important thing. How effective our
absolutely.
treatments are. low.
Oh,
So
it is
that
not the
will
intervention. It is.
form.
Oh yes, it is not the intervention at the tertiary level, upfront itself, patient must take the trouble and they should take the responsibility of maintaining their health. If they want government service, well, they should undergo the proper preventive measure that a government will recognize body advocates. For example, there is a health promotive measure in Canada. If the patient does not undergo the required test and they take the requisite preventive measure, they cannot avail of government services. So here they can do anything, smoke, drink anything, and when they become sick, they expect the government to look after them. No, that cannot happen. They have to take responsibility of the health, maintain good health, and if things go bad, God forbid, which should be not even in one person, because in a car, if you maintain the car, will anything happen to the car? Nothing will happen. I've been driving so many cars, we maintain it so nicely, nothing will happen. Maintain the battery, maintain the oil, maintain the grease, maintain everything, nothing will happen. So the human body has been surviving thousands of years. Maintain it properly. Our knowledge is adequate to maintain it properly. 100% people will be healthy. We are giving too much of liberty with no restriction. No, we have to restrict. We tell them you can't drive a car as you want it, and then when it malfunctions, you expect the best treatment. No, that cannot happen. So that is my outlook. People might not appreciate what I say, but that is my very clear outlook. Preventive measures should have an overriding importance, and only then, when very rarely God something happens, then we must give the requisite treatment.
True, sir. I fully agree with you. So, as far as the WHO is concerned, quality care is one important thing, and there should be no discrimination based on any criteria like race or gender or anything. So, the other important thing, what I would like to know from you, the WHO in this "My Health, My Right" concept, they say that information about the treatment should be we have to maintain privacy, confidentiality, and even the what the informed consent when treating patients. What is your like? We do our PGs and the majority of us do research, isn't it, sir? So, what is your idea of this informed consent as far as the and confidentiality in treatment?
The informed consent is
Informed
a
consent,
required thing.
like when you do research, do you, yes, sir.
The
Do you
problem
take a
is,
oral consent or a written one?
no, we just after writing everything, we don't explain the hospital that I know of. We'll ask them to quickly sign. They say urgent, 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 something go wrong. But I must tell the other side of the story. I do
Yes, sir.
know of corporate hospitals who have a target. This month you have done 20 bypass. Next month your target is 32 bypass. If you don't do, I know I'm being recorded and I know I'm being put on social media and I know people will not be happy. But I've seen these things happen, and I know a patient who had nothing to do with the heart. She had a slight breathlessness, taken to the ICU, say it's a half an hour, you're covered by insurance.
Okay, sir.
The side of the also very bad. That actual thing is also very bad. So informed consent, all that is with the in today's world is if I don't do 35 bypass as per the corporate hospital decide, they will cut my salary, they will block my incentive. That's a very ugly scene. Also, I know I should not talk these words, but I've seen these things happen. So that is why I say the prime focus should be preventive medicine. 100% have
Yes, sir.
folate, B6, omega 3. 100% they'll be healthy. I gave that to my parents. They lived about 84, 86. They're all common ages. Today, 20, 30 people are having a heart attack, bypass, block. Oh my God, what a world. And when I in the food court, Paul and me are food addicts. I mean, until now, because I had a stroke and all that, I've stepped out. So Paul is writing a book from fast food to fasting. Fast food to fasting. But I'm telling, when Paul and me, we go to a mall, we see small babies. They are having a milk bottle. What's in the bottle? Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Where we have reached up. My God, yeah, it's a very
Okay.
terrible world. The ill health is exploding and waiting to happen. It is high time we